And with that, let me bring back in our guest, Etienne Rubbers, South African National Energy Association board member. Etienne, thank you so much for your patience, but we had to hear what the President had to say in Britain. And it's interesting how he's really emphasising the importance of dealing with the climate change challenges, but equally investment and partnership with countries such as Britain. This is really going to be the big challenge, isn't it?
Yes, and I think we need support and assistance from the international community to do things like PPPs and getting private sector to invest in our electricity economy.
You did mention that SANEA, the body that you represent, is extremely concerned, as are all of us, about the fact that Eskom has simply run out of money to buy diesel. Treasury is going to have to step in. What are the consequences of not having that diesel backup? I mean, could it see us moving to load shedding levels that we've never seen before?
Yes, it will. Essentially, without the diesel, we're talking about 2 levels of load shedding, and it also eliminates some flexibility that we have in the electricity grid. So short term, it's a very serious situation we're in. So we need to find the money to buy the diesel as an economy, but there's a long-term issue of we need to get the availability of the Eskom fleet up from its currently dismal levels.
You know, we heard last week about this Saboteur who was caught at Camden siphoning oil out of one part of the machinery, and that led to a unit breakdown, which actually knocked out the power equivalent of a small town. So Eskom is dealing with that on the one hand, but you're also flagging that you're really concerned about their maintenance. Talk to me about what your specific concerns are.
I think the South African taxpayer has paid Eskom or bailed out Eskom for a number of years now. And Eskom's just been incurring more and more debt as a company. But I think the real issue is the depth of skills we have within Eskom. There's a urgent need to get the skills base in the company so proper maintenance can be done, and not just throwing money at a company that doesn't have the skills to do what's required.
We do know that AfriForum provided a list to Eskom and to the Department of Public Enterprises, and we have heard that since then some people have actually offered their services and have been approached to assist. You clearly have concerns despite that move.
Yes. It's one thing getting 10 or 20 or 50 people in to help turn Eskom around. It's a good start, but it's really deeper than that. It's a skills transfer right through the organization.
All right.
So it will take time.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the thing, you know, is that we know that alternative energy is coming on board, but it's going to take time. What has gone wrong that it hasn't been done in time? Do you think that there's been a political lack of will up to now to make things speed ahead? Because that, of course, will be what Eskom is saying. But if you hear from the energy minister, he's saying, well, Eskom's not done much in terms of getting their maintenance going. So what is your assessment as the SA National Energy Association of where the problems lie?
I think it's twofold. On one hand, the energy availability factor is dismally low, and unfortunately has been going down for a number of years. But at the same time, the renewable and gas build has been too slow. What's allowed for in the IRP is too little, and we need to make sure that in the new IRP that will be issued next year, that constraint on renewables is taken away.
We did recently hear around one of the more recent bidding windows that participants undercut themselves so deeply that actually it was no longer feasible to run those contracts. Do you know if that issue has been resolved?
Where there's a problem is the price of equipment for renewable energy. So wind turbines and PV panels, those prices have gone up. So once the parties bid for a project and then it's only awarded a little later, the price of the equipment has gone up. So it's difficult for them to reach financial close.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for chatting to us. That, of course, was Etienne Rubbers, South African National Energy Association board member, speaking to us, saying, and this was the most startling thing, is that if we don't get diesel for Eskom, and we know National Treasury is considering providing the finance, that is going to add 2 more levels of load shedding. So if you think currently we're in levels 2 or 4, it'll take us to 4 and 6 if that diesel does not arrive in time. Well,